Hello friends, welcome to my channel, and in this video I'm going to show you that how you can make a blog for yourself, and not just a blog but also a website, a really minimal and a cool website. So let me open Firefox, and the tool which we are going to use is Zola. Okay, so the website is getzola.org, and this is a really good static website generator. Now in case if you don't know what a static website generator is, well, when you create some page, you write in HTML because that's the language of web is, right? So you write a HTML document, and if you are making something similar, like if your website looks like you have a theme in your website, you always have same header, you always have same footer, and the content in the middle usually change. So you don't really want to write all that header part or footer part again and again. That's stupid. So that's why people use static website generator to make things easy. So you can learn what static website generator is, and if you never use any static website generator, this might be little bit confusing for you, but thankfully the static website generator which we are going to use is Zola, which is pretty simple. And I was using Hugo before, which is one of the most popular, but I believe like Hugo is more complicated, like Zola is more simple. So I will suggest you to just use Zola. It's written in Rust, and it's a really great alternative, a new alternative of Hugo. So most people like shift from Hugo to Zola. Nobody shift from Zola to Hugo. So let's click on docs, and what we have to do is we have to read this overview section. Basically we have to follow it. Okay, so let me open the terminal and go to this empty directory. First of all, let's install Zola. Okay, let's not start doing stuff. So that's it, Zola is installed. After this, what we can do is we can write Zola in it, and let me scroll here. So this is the first command which is going to initialize our website. All right, so the website, what should I name it? Let's call it a site, or BW site. Let's call it a BW site. So it's going to ask us some questions, which is basic information for our website. So for example, the link is bwsite.xyz or whatever link. If in case if you don't have any link, just write whatever you want to write. It doesn't going it, you can change it later. Okay, so do you want enable SASS compilation? It's a really modern way to write CSS. We don't want to do it. No. Do you want to enable syntax highlighting? Yes, because sometimes you write some programs in your blogs. Do you want to build search index? No, because it's really going to be hard for you if you don't know what we are doing. Just say no. So that's it. After this we will get a directory, which is a new directory, which is basically our website. And let's just go into this, and here you can see we got some directories. And if I run a tree command, now this is the thing which I love about Zola. Look at this, there is nothing. It's literally nothing. And here's the bonus, you can also delete this themes directory, and now it's even more minimal. All right, so this is so minimal. It just contains bunch of like 4 files, all right, 3 directories and 1 config file. And let's just open the config file, config.toml, and here you can see it's just the information which we wrote. All right, so it's nothing fancy. It's just what we just edit in our options, like we did yes and no thing. All right, so this is our URL, this is compile SAS and stuff like that, and we will play with it later. But first we have to make some something here. We have to do some things, like we have to set up some template files and some stuff, not too many, some stuff. All right, if you follow this guide, you can see these are the 4 pages which we need. Like these are the basic stuff which I have and which you might also want. All right, so I'm just you know what, there are a lot of ways to do something, so I'm going to show you my way, which is the most minimal way. And if you like it, you can just follow it, and when you figure out things, when you understand like how things are working, you can do it in your way. So after this, like we instead of blog page.html, I just called it page.html. And we also have to make this blog.html, which is basically the template file. You will understand what this is, and just press enter. So we got these 4 files, and after that we also want to have a directory in this content. All right, so here I'm not going to have anything else, just make a blog directory, and that's it. Inside this blog directory, we are going to make this init index.md file, not init. Okay, so after this, how about if we write a blog? Okay, so the thing about these md file is basically what we do by static website generator. We just convert a markdown file into a HTML, because people don't write blogs by writing HTML. That's really hard. Writing HTML is like stupid in 2021. So what people do is they write markdowns. So they write some blog in a markdown format, and the static website generator converts the markdown into into a HTML basically. it adds all the header and the footer and everything, and by using the template which we are going to provide. So this is how like static website generator works. So after this we are going to just write our first blog. Okay, so we can do this. So it's really simple. First we have to give some options for Zola. So when we are going to give options, we have to type this like 3 plus symbols, and here also 3 plus symbols. And after this we have to just type like title. So the title is first blog, and after this just write date and whatever the date is. So this is the format which you have to use. All right, so what's today's date? And after this we will write our blog in markdown. So we can do whatever we want. We can type the heading like first blog of my website, and this is my first blog, I love this site. Okay, so I don't know everything, and you might also don't know everything, and that's why I'll recommend you to carefully read the documentation. I read almost everything, but I don't remember everything. So yeah, it's a really short, the documentation is very limited. You can read it, it's not a lot. So after this, just save the page, and we got like our first blog ready. Okay, and we also got this index.md, which is kind of like a unknown file. We don't know what this thing is going to do, but it's really important. Okay, so let's just scroll through it and see what we got in our documentation. So they are asking for us to write our base.html, which is present here. So if I do ls templates, in our templates we got this base.html, and this is the most important file. Okay, because this is the file which is going to contain our whole page. Basically, not whole page, it contains the main section of page, which is basically the headers, because in headers we are going to import all the css files, all everything important. And we also got our footer here. So let's just open this base.html, and this time I'm going to use Emacs because I find it really hard. Okay, it's inside template.html. Okay, templates.html. Oh, I haven't copied it. Wait a minute, let me copy it. Okay, so this is that like my base.html, and just write the title here, which is like what was the BW site title or homepage or whatever. Welcome to BWS. Welcome to. Okay. So this is the thing. So in case if you don't know what this template is, basically there is a programming language, not programming language. It's like a templating engine, which is Jinja, and Zola use another template engine which is very similar to Jinja too. And I don't know the name. I think it's Tailor. Okay, so Tailor, it's like a templating engine, and what these templating engines allow you to do is you can write code in HTML. So for example, this section here is code, and you can also do something like for loop, if loop, and stuff like that. So this is a a block code in the Tailor language, whatever. So what this allow us to do is we can write some other content here. So now I'm going to inside templates directory. We are finished with base.html. What we have to do is we have to do something for index.html. So not index. Okay, let's do index. Let's create the index.html. So let's just copy this, and this is all we have to do right now, just copy and pasting. Let's just paste it here. So what we did is first we extended the base.html, which means that we are going to use the base.html, which is this section here. Okay, so we are going to get our head and all the stuff here. We are providing the block content. So this is the block content. All right, we are providing the information of block content, and this section is going to get copied here, so in our base.html, and this is what going to make render out our whole page. Okay, so let me just give the heading, welcome to BW site, hope you are having a good time. I think it's I really suck at explaining. I think you are not having any good time right now. Right now we just edited index.html and base.html. Now this thing is going to actually make our home page ready. Okay, so this is how we are going to get our home page, and these two files, blog.html and page.html, is for, and these files blog.html and page.html is for our blog. So this have nothing to do with our home page of the website. So we are almost ready to render out our website, but there is one thing which is missing. Inside this blog directory we have this mysterious file index.md, which is basically the home page for our blog. So if you go to my website, workswriter.com/blog, All right, so this is my blog page slash blog. This is my blog page, and here you can see the list of all the blogs I have. So I have 2 blogs, and this page is the result of this index.md, and we have to edit this page. But right now we are just going to add some plus 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 here, which is basically the to tell Zola that we got no options here. And after this we have to come to the root directory of our website and just type Zola sir, okay, and press enter, and we are going to get this link, and we can open it. So let's just, oh, I accidentally opened something else. Let's open it. So here we can see our home page. So we are getting a home page, and if I do inspect element here and try to look at, what, let's just open it in, yeah, like this, view source. So here you can see we are getting our HTML section, which is head and everything, body section. And here, instead of this blog, so let me try to show you. Wait a minute. Here in our BW side in templates, if I open base.html, so here you can see we got all the content same as base.html, but here we are getting something else instead of this blog content. And the thing which we are getting is basically this index.html part which we wrote. All right, so this is how things are working. This is how templating engines work. So let's just quickly revise everything which we did here. So if I type tree command here, so you can see we got our config file, which is basically the configuration for our website, and we got one blog, first blog.md, and we did nothing here. All right, so it's just some blog sitting here. It's written in markdown, and here we got some mysterious index.md file, and I tried to explain you that this file is just for representing the list of all the blogs. All right, so if we have like 100 of markdown files like this here, so this page is basically the list for all that 100 markdown blogs. So after this we got some templates like base.html, which is basically going to contain all our headers and footers, which is basically our homepage content. And we use this base.html and we extended it, and then put some content in middle of that blog content block which I showed you. And we did nothing in this blog.html and page.html, which is going to be responsible for our blog section. So now let's just continue following the documentation here, and we got this blog.html. So you can see, so let's just copy this here in templates directory emacs.end and blog.html and paste it quickly. So I know if you don't know anything about Jinja 2 or any kind of templating engine, you might don't understand this code here, but it's actually pretty simple. It's just a for loop running, and every time we write something like for loop or if loop, we use something like this around. And if we are using some kind of variable, then we write something like this. So we are just injecting some code in our HTML to generate some pages, and that's it. Right now we are just copy pasting it, but you can learn a little bit. It's not very hard. And so right now this page blog.html is nothing but just rendering out the list of all the blogs we have. That's why we are running this for loop, and then we are giving a link to our blog and putting the blog title here. So we will get a page like this here. All right, so I made it a little bit fancier. As you can see, I also added some some other stuff, but in your case you will get a simple thing, and it's really good to get started with something simple. And you can also use some fancy themes to make things easy, but in reality it will make things more complicated. It's better if you just stick with some basic and learn some basic stuff instead of working with some black box. So let's just quickly save it, and we also got this page.html, and let's just open it. And now if you notice, we are done with our base.html. And we use this base.html in our blog.html and our index.html, because basically we want the same header, same navigation, same everything in all the pages. And now the only thing is left is this page.html, which is basically the blog. So when I click on this, you can see we got a blog, a complete page, and this is what this page.html is going to render out. Let's just follow the our documentation, and here you can see, I think this is the page. Yeah, this is the page. So let's just copy this page.html, and I accidentally opened vim page.html and just paste it. Okay, so this is nothing. This is just a simple, we are putting the date, we are just printing out all the content, and this content is coming from the markdown file, and that's it. So let's just save it, quick it, and we are done with everything here. If I type like cat command, you can see all the code. It's not a lot. If we look at the lines, it's just 43 lines and that's it. So after this, I think we are nearly done, but there is one last thing which we have to do. We have to go to this content, and after this we have to go to this blog and this index.md file. So right now we just have something like this here, which is nothing, no option. But here we have to provide a template. So if you scroll up, you will notice like this is the list of blogs. So we have to give the title here, and let's just copy paste it. And we can, you know, also set like we want to sort the blog via date, and let's just copy everything. And notice one thing, in my case we are using page.html and not blog page.html. Now notice one thing, we are providing two templates here. So one template is for this page, which is this one, all right, blog.html, which is basically this list here. And this another page template is going to be template for all the pages which belong in this directory, blog directory. So here you can see like this blog contain this page.html template, because now we don't have to manually tell to our blogs what template we are going to use. This index.md will take care of everything. Otherwise we have to manually tell like this blog needs this template, and it's just repeating and annoying. So let's just quit it. And right now we are done. I believe there is nothing more we have to do. And one thing you might notice that we also got this new directory, public directory, and we can just delete it right now. So this is basically our website, this public directory. So when we render out our website, and to render out we have to type Zola build command, but right now we are not going to do Zola build. We are just going to type Zola serve, which is just going to create a server so we can see everything is working fine. Yes, everything is working fine. And let's just do this /blog here and press enter, and here you can see we got our first blog. If we click on our first blog, we are getting the title, date, and all the content. This is basically our page.html, this is our blog.html, and this is our index.html, and all of this contains this base.html, which is basically the structure of the website. And this is a really minimal website, but you can do some work. You can write some css, you can write some more blogs, and you can make a navigation bar so we don't have to do this. All right, for example, in my website, if you go, you will see this blog link, and if you click on this, so you will come to my blog section, and this is like how things work. So this is like the very minimal site you can write for yourself, and not just site, a blog. And in order to, you know, make the website, so right now we just, you know, we are just serving via Zola, so we have to type Zola build and press enter. And now we got this public directory, and we can go to this public directory, and here we got all the content. All right, so this is the website basically, and we can now just make this as a Git repo and just put it online. Or there is another really cool fancy way to host a website, and I'm going to make some more videos, but this video I just want to, you know, just introduce you to this very basic idea of Zola, like how we use static website generator. And what you can do is you can read these docs thoroughly to learn more. In further videos, I will show you like what tricks I use and how I, you know, manage my server and everything. But right now, let's just get started with something simple, just making a simple blog by using some simple static website generator, because it really makes things very easy. But if you want to do some other way, like if you want to just write HTML by yourself, well, you can do this. That's the fun about making your own website. You don't really have to follow some, you know, a guide. Okay, you can just go creative and do whatever you want. So thanks for watching this video.
Today is the greatest day I've ever known. Can't live for tomorrow. Tomorrow's much too long.